They were at the entrance to the vault. Jaune, I will not do an Ashpin and lie to you, Penny. I will be as brutally honest with you the whole time. When we make you a human, you will bear a burden that only some can handle. We will give you the powers of the Winter Maiden. Penny, like the ones in the stories? Jaune, yes, and with that power you will become a target by malevolent forces from many places. You will be hunted and you will always be under the threat of being killed. You will be forced to take the responsibility of not just protecting the power, but the protection of the world until you have chosen to pass the power on. I am not heartless. We can still make you human without you bearing the power, and I will look for another. But the choice is yours. Think about it carefully. Penny, I would like to do it. Jaune, I told you to carefully think. This is a burden, not a blessing. You can be human without it. Penny, yes, but Papa told me stories of you and your people. I was born not just to be my Papa's little girl. But I want to protect him and all of my friends. I want to be the heroes he told me in his stories. Just like my friend RWBY. I don't care what I have to face, I will face it with my friends. Jaune, is that your final decision? And Penny nods without hesitation. For a moment Jaune saw the fire in her eyes that he has seen not only in RWBY, but all those who yearn to be a Mandalorian. Jaune smiles. Jaune, so be it. Jaune then looks at the relic and activates it. The blue smoke came out and then formed into a body. Greetings. I am Ambrosius, and he looks to the one that summoned him and gasped. Ambrosius, oh, a Mandalorian. Or are not that simple? Could it be you, Mandalor? Jaune, yes, I am Jaune Arcadius, Mandalor the Redeemer. Ambrosius was squeezing in happiness. Ambrosius, it has been so long. I wish to meet another one. Your wishes are always so exciting to fulfill. Like Mandalor the Great asked me to create the city of Mandalore. Ironwood and the rest gaped. A person asked to create a city. Jaune, for now I ask a humble wish for a friend and for the sake of others. Can you make this girl beside me human? Ambrosius inspects the girl. Ambrosius, easy enough, I just wished you to give me a challenge. Jaune, and I wish for you to transfer the Winter Maiden power to her. Ambrosius, ooh, but I need something in return. Jaune, what is it? Ambrosius, like creation, I need the resources to make such a wish, and I need a profound power as an instrument to transfer the power. Jaune, can the Force do the job? The people behind wondered what is the Force he is speaking about. Ambrosius, the power of life that resides in all living things. Ah, I love that power. It's a shame that only a few can achieve this power. Oh, I recall that Mandalor the First did possess it. He was so awe-inspiring. He then looks to Jaune and inspects him to floating around him. Ambrosius, you have the power as well. Then your wish will be granted. I will take control of you when we transfer the power. Jaune just nods. RWBY, Penny, you'll become a real girl. Penny, yes, friend RWBY, I will, and with friend Jaune's help. Weiss, why do these fairy tales come to life all of a sudden? Blake, fairy tales are just stories with a small truth in them. Weiss, they were never made to entertain but to remember. Young, no kidding. Ambrosius the waved his hand and Penny starts floating. Ruby, Penny. John just extends his arm and stops her. John, Ruby, she will be fine. Trust me. Ruby nods. Penny starts glowing and the light began growing, blinding everyone as they cover their eyes. The light fades and Penny lands on her feet. She opens her eyes and wonders. Penny, I can no longer see Data. What is this feeling? My feet feel cold. She looks down her legs to see the mechanical joints are gone and twitches her bare feet. She feels weird as she is suddenly introduced to many sensations at once. Ruby, Penny? Penny, friend Ruby? Ruby then tackles her to the ground. Ruby, Penny, you're a real girl, now I'm so happy for you. John, Ruby, step back, we are not done yet. Ambrosius then dissolves into mist and merged with John. John, now under the control of Ambrosius, began using the Force in conjunction with his power of creation. He lifted both his arms in the directions of both the old lady and Penny. The old lady began to glow a cool blue aura until it disappears, and then it began forming around Penny. Penny then fell on her butt as the mist leaves John. Ambrosius, there, I have granted your wish. Until we meet again, Mandalore, Toodles. He began returning to the relic. John, that was so weird. Penny stood and her eyes began emitting green flames. Penny, whoa, what is this power? John, so how are you doing, Penny? Penny, sensational.